So here we go. Here is something that I've wanted to do for a while. Actually, something that I put on my bucket list a while ago. And that is to do motorcycle vlogs. I just saw these videos of these guys talking on the internet, riding around, doing motorcycle reviews, talking about different subjects. And I decided, hey, that would be fun. And I don't know if I'd be good at that, but decided to give it a shot. So yeah, I actually got really sick a couple years ago and was worried I was going to die, so I decided to make a bucket list that if I got through that I'd throw a GoPro camera on my helmet, and I saw that they were on sale at Target the other day, so yeah, here I am. I'm not quite well yet, but I've reached a point in my condition where I am able to manage my symptoms and still have a decent day. So I figured, why wait? You got something on your bucket list. Even people that are healthy don't know how much longer they have left. So here I am leaving my neighborhood. I'm on board a 2007 Honda 919. It's a 919cc motorcycle, about 110 horsepower. It's a standard, which means that it's a straight up riding position, but it's also called a street fighter or a naked bike, so the engine's exposed. Can't really see that now because I'm sitting on top of it, but oh, there's a motorcyclist there. Let's see if he's gonna wave back at me. Oh, I got the head nod, perfect. It's more than I get from a lot of the Harley guys, but yeah, that's a topic for another day. So anyway, so this has a detuned crotch rocket or a racing motorcycle engine in it. So I just made the right-hand turn out of my neighborhood here, and I live in a suburb here in the Midwest of a bigger city, and I have a lot of good riding roads just within 5-10 minutes away from my house. So even being sick, I would actually, I gotta turn up here. Even being sick, I would ride, I'd ride 10 or 15 minutes, and I wouldn't have to go like more than 3 or 4 miles away from my house. So even kind of riding around on different roads, I was still within about 5 minutes of my house if I needed to get home. I keep looking at the camera because I'm worried it went flying off. But yeah, so this is the route that I would take. It's about a 12-mile route round trip, but like I said, it doesn't really get too far away from my house because I kind of do this big box pattern. And yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. Motorcycling has been something that I have enjoyed my entire life. I'm in my mid-30s now. I first rode a little 50cc mini bike when I was 8 years old, and I remember my parents bought me one of those when I was 10, and then I started shoveling driveways. We get a lot of snow here in the winter. And I started mowing lawns in the summer, and that's before I was too young to work. So at 13 or 14, I can't remember, I bought a little 125 dual sport, which is a cross between a street bike and a dirt bike. It's basically a street legal dirt bike. So got my license on that at 16, and then ended up having to sell that to go off to college and pay for that. I had to put myself through school. Yeah, there it is again, making sure the camera hasn't flown off. You're still with me. But yeah, so then I sold that when I was 19. When I was 23, I got a Suzuki Bandit, which is a 600cc, like very similar to what I'm riding now. It's a standard, so it's a straight up riding position. I love the sport bikes, and I love the sound and the look, but just leaning over the tank and the handlebars really close together, it kind of hurts the wrist. And it's a lot of fun until you get up to speed, in my opinion. But riding around a track is an absolute blast here. So this is really cool. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Like I said, this is my first time doing this with a GoPro, but off to the right here, there's this guy, and I don't know where he got this, but he's got like this old building that's like a saloon and like an Old West kind of type thing. And this is definitely not the part of the country to have that stuff in, so yeah, I'm gonna put this to music. I don't want you guys just having to listen to my voice the whole time. But so anyway, bought the Suzuki Bandit, the 600cc bike, and I had that from age 23 or 24 to age 32. I moved out to Virginia and DC with it, and lived a little bit kind of on the East Coast. So I rode it down the Blue Ridge Parkway, if anybody's familiar with that, out in the north side of North Carolina. There's all sorts of really like cool places. I haven't really been like that type of guy that like takes a road trip on it, but I think that would be fun too. I've got a couple close friends that have bikes too, but same kind of thing. We're like the weekend warriors, or the Wednesday afternoon to go to a happy hour or something, or grab appetizers, meet somewhere. But yeah, it's just fun sometimes to just get on my bike. When I had my first street bike, that Suzuki Bandit, I just like leave for the day. I'd have these random days off during the week, so the roads weren't very busy, and I don't really enjoy riding on the freeway. I don't ride this thing to work at all. But just like going and not even having a destination in mind, just having my cell phone and my wallet, and sometimes just like driving for a few hours and ending up in a little town that I've never even heard of or don't even really know where it's at I think is a lot of fun. So anyway, 32, kind of got the itch to get something different. Riding the same bike around all the time is, I gotta be careful not to wipe out here. That'd be embarrassing. All right, good. Crisis averted. So this is kind of cool. This is fun. It's almost like riding on a track. It's brand new before they put all the rock chipping in the road and stuff like that. So anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, at 32, I kind of got the itch. Like, I'm just not liking motorcycling as much as I used to. And so I traded in my Suzuki Bandit on this Honda 919. So I went from a 600cc bike that was carbureted to a 900cc bike that was fuel injected. A little bit heavier, but quite a bit faster. It's an absolute riot. And I actually have a couple other bikes. One is just this little 99cc motorcycle, kind of like the first one that I had. It's a Kawasaki KE100, so it's a little dual sport, half street bike, half dirt bike. This is really cool off the left. It's just like super scenic. It's a big golf course, and they have all these like bridges that go over the water, and probably something that I can barely even see it looking into the sun here, but it's just super cool. I'm not really a big golfer, but the scenery is just amazing from this road here. So anyway, yeah, I got that little 100cc bike, and I was originally buying that to like teach people how to ride on, since that's what I learned how to ride on. And it's good for that, but it's tall, so anybody who's under about 5'6", 5'7", is like tiptoeing it. And even though it only weighs 190 pounds, like fully fueled, yeah, if you can't touch flat foot, it makes it kind of difficult to learn. So another bike that I bought is a little Suzuki Savage 650, and I kind of thought that I test drove it, and I have a couple family members that are shorter that I wanted to teach how to ride. They're like right around 5 feet tall, so yeah, I bought that to teach them. So now we're getting back on that main road. So now I'm going east on that road that I headed west on. So we're actually not too far away from my house. But yeah, this thing gets up and moves really fun, or really fast. It's just a fun bike to ride. Yeah, I love just cruising. I got a little throttle lock here, so I can rest my right hand, my throttle hand. That was one thing that riding around all day, it's just your right wrist just starts to kill you. So anyway, yeah, I bought that Savage, and just this cute little bright yellow cruiser. Actually, it's kind of ugly, I don't know, but bought it to teach a couple people, and I did. And then I figured after they learned, I'd sell it. My turn's coming up here, and I just love it. It's just a fun little bike. So I'll put that in a subsequent video here. So anyway, like this little Honda that I'm on, or I shouldn't say little, but this thing weighs about 500 pounds when it's got fuel and oil and all that stuff in it. And I love riding different people's bikes. I love test driving different things. There isn't really like a model of motorcycle that I hate or that I can't stand. I rode a Honda Goldwing a few months ago that my uncle has, that he put 7,000 miles on in 1 year, driving all the way out to the west coast, up through Wyoming and Idaho and down through Northern California. He said it was just an absolute blast. But yeah, so that was fun, and I've got friends and relatives that have had Harleys, so I've ridden those too. I can kind of see the beauty in almost everything on two wheels. And rode a Can-Am Spider recently. That's those three-wheel bikes with the two wheels in the front and the one in the back. All right, so now we're turning back into my neighborhood. And so anyway, yeah, that was fun. Hope I didn't ramble too much about just random crap, but that's me making sure I still got the GoPro here. So I'm turning back on my street. Thank you guys for listening and helping me cross something off my bucket list. So I hope everybody has a great night.